Hi friends, it's Jennifer with Simply Kinder, and I've noticed a few questions from teachers about how to set up a Facebook group and run it effectively. And so I wanted to give you guys some tips and advice and just walk you through the process to make it a little bit easier for you. So I want to start by saying we are on my personal Facebook page. Notifications are going like crazy for the last week. With us trying to support teachers in our group, as well as I can't control anything on my feed or any text messages that come through. You may hear a ding, and so just be patient with me as I walk you through this. So, if you choose to do a Facebook group, it is a great platform for you to easily organize and easily use to stay connected with your parents. You want to make sure that your parents do have access to Facebook. And so that's kind of the only thing is, will they be able to access Facebook? I know I have a few neighbors who are a little bit younger than me who, when I jokingly said I was going to start a Facebook group for something, they were like, who's on Facebook anyways? I'm like, me, I'm on Facebook. So anyways, okay. So to make yourself a group, you're going to go up here to create and you're going to go to group. And when you select group, it's going to have you go in and name your group. So I'm going to name it Miss Kadar's Test Class 2020. You have to start by adding somebody. So I always do my husband just because it's just smart for you to have an extra layer of access to things. And so by having your spouse or maybe a best friend or a sibling or a teammate be in there, it just kind of helps keep things be a little bit more secure and in your control. Private, I would make it private 100% and I would make it visible so that way people can find it. This option right here, pinned to shortcuts, that'll put it over here in this little side part for you. I would suggest doing that if you're going to be teaching from home for a while. That's a great option for you to do. So that way it's easier for you to find. So I'm going to go ahead and hit create and it's going to actually pull me into my group. And just a few setting things really quick, and then I'll show you how to organize your lessons or how I would suggest organizing your lessons. And so right here, you can choose a cover photo. This is the cover photo that will always be at the top of your group. So it might be good to have a class picture. The only thing with the class picture is I would say make sure that all of your students are in that class photo because nobody wants to be the kid that is not in the class photo. I've had that too many times with my own kids and it just, I don't know. So if you have a class photo that everybody's in it might be good for a sense of community. Another great idea for this is to also have it be like your schedule or your plan. It is a photo that is always at the top of the group. So maybe your key points you could put on that and then they always know where to go for the how or the what or whatever. That's one of the strategies that we've used with Facebook groups in the past. So this would technically be considered a pop-up Facebook group. And so if you are interested, you can always Google pop-up Facebook group and you will get lots of research and ideas on how to run those effectively. The next thing is sharing your group. To share your group, you're going to want to grab this link. This is the group number, and that's going to be the link that you're going to want to send to your families either via email or whatever communication app that you're using. You can also come over here and you can invite them via email or name. So if by name you have to be friends with them, but you can do it by email. So say somebody's having trouble with the link, then the next step would be to try to click here and then enter in their Facebook email. So you want to ask them, what email did you use to sign up for your Facebook account? And so you're going to type that there and then it should send the notification. Now I can tell you from running groups for pop-up groups for years that there will be some people who just can't get into the group. And so in that instance, what I will do is I will friend the family member and then I will add them to the Facebook group and then I will unfriend them. And that is something we do quite often at Simply Kinder. It's not personal. It's just keeping business separate from personal, and it's better that way. And so I would not feel guilty about friending somebody and unfriending them right away. I don't think parents expect you to be their personal friends because of this. So you are going to want to go into the settings, and so because you are going to want to keep things a little bit locked down, and so you're going to go over here and go to group settings. And there are some things you're going to want to change in here. So I personally would change this to be a social learning community. That's going to give you the ability to make units for your group. And so I'll show you that in a second. So I'm going to just go ahead and click that so you can see it's not going to change anything just yet. It takes a few minutes to process. You're going to go in here. You're going to type your description. This is my class. You don't need a location, you don't need a tag. This apps thing, this is if you're wanting to use any third-party software. And so if you have, if you are using Zoom and you want to use Zoom and a Facebook group to communicate, you can link Zoom here in the apps, and then whenever you go live on Zoom, it can stream into your group. So then parents will have, or families will have, two ways of finding your live video. You don't need to link a page. You don't need to mess with the color. You don't need a custom web address. Privacy settings, just be very careful with this because you can only change it once every 28 days. I would keep it private. Badges, you can have a little bit of fun with this. People, you can assign different badges for different things in the groups. The kids might actually have some fun with that. I mean, that's how their video games work. So if you're bored and you want to play with that, you definitely can. It's really easy to use. I don't know if you've seen on like pages, but it'll say like you're a top commenter and all stuff like that. Social learning units, if that should have added already, but it must still be processing. So if not, you want to add that. Membership approval, anyone in the group can approve members. I would not do that. I would have it be admins only can approve people. You want to make sure that it's only your families getting into that group. I would not do pre-approvals. Membership requests, this is very important right here. Ask questions. So I'm going to click right here and I'm going to add a question and I'm going to say, who is your student? Now, we do know, who our families are. However, it's just going to make it a lot easier for you on approving people for your group if you just ask them who is your student. And then that way oh, my student is Brody Kadar. Oh yeah, Brody's in my class. I'm going to approve these family members into this group. And you can ask another question like, how are you related to this student? Like maybe they're trying to get a grandma or an aunt in, and maybe you don't want that. Maybe they're with a grandma or an aunt, and so it makes more sense for the grandma and the aunt to be in there. So you'll want to think about those questions that you want to ask, so that way you are able to get the correct people into your group. So I'm going to go back over here to group settings. I'm going to scroll down. So what that is so when somebody tries to join the group, they have to answer those questions in order to get into your group. And so that's where you manage that. I don't know if I hit add here, but you can see it's already changed. Automatic member approvals, I would not put that on. Member requests, we just did that. Allow pages to request, do not allow pages to request. I mean, you're not going to approve anybody anyways. Posting permission, anyone in your group. So this is where you're going to want to think about how do you want to structure this. Personally, what I would do is I would make it admins only. You are the class teacher, you are running the show. So what I would do is I would organize it to where you post the activity, you post the video, you post the book, you post the requirement, and then they comment on the requirement. This is going to make it so that they can comment, but they can't post. And so that's going to help you eliminate any conversations in your group about, I can't believe we're not going back to school and da-da-da-da-da, and all that kind of stuff that can spiral really fast and get out of control. If it's strictly focused on teaching and learning, then you can definitely control that a little bit more if you're the only one posting. But again, they will be able to comment from your post. And that's a great way to organize it too. So say I read a book, I'm going to post a video of me reading a book, and I should have grabbed a read aloud because this is like the fourth time I've recorded this video. I read a book and then I say, okay, boys and girls, I want everybody to go write a sentence and then post a photo of your sentence in the comments below. And so then the parents or the families will do the activity, and then they will just snap a picture and upload that picture as their comment. And then you have so you'll have your book, and then you'll have all the comments right below of exactly what you're looking to grade, and it'll be all in one nice little spot, nice and organized for you, so that way you don't have 8,000 posts in your group and you're trying to find where little Sally commented to this book, and yet she she commented, but you can't find it because Facebook is going to limit you. So you got to remember, you are on a social media platform, so they do play the algorithm game. They don't really care that you're a classroom teacher. I mean, they do. They care that you're a classroom teacher, but they're not going to loosen the algorithm so that you see all the posts, and they will limit it. So that'll help you kind of keep that organized. All group posts must be approved by admin or moderator. I would probably click that too, just to kind of keep a tight grasp on anything. Keywords, say you choose to keep it open. If you type in keywords like coronavirus, anytime somebody says coronavirus in the group, you're going to get a notification. So that way you know to go check that post and make sure that everything is coolio with the group and with your community. The other thing that I kind of went through, I saw it in here in the Ask Questions section. Down here, you can create some rules. These are going to be like be kind and courteous, no hate speech or bullying. These are the four that it defaults to, but you can definitely add more and you can customize them. So, if you want to have a rule that this is just plain and simply for the teaching and learning of your children, make that rule, and they have to accept those rules before they come in for you to, for them to follow. If you did not pin it to shortcuts, you can pin it to shortcuts right there. You can invite members right there. Now I'm going to go over to the discussions over here. I'm actually going to go, this is one of the other classes I did for a different video, and I'm going to show you how I would organize it if this were me in your situation. I would do units, and that's that social learning community that you set up. And so by doing units, it's going to give you the ability to go by day. And so March 17th, these are the things that I want you to do. And if I click it open, here's the activity. You can upload I believe you can upload a video there. I'm not 100% sure. Upload the video. Please post a photo of your math printable. Family member comes in, clicks this, adds a photo or video, whatever you want. It's all in one spot. So say tomorrow I have little Johnny who wasn't able to do his schoolwork because his mom is a nurse and his dad is a doctor and they're both at work, and it just didn't happen because, let's be honest, there are more important things than everybody doing exactly your lessons during the day and at the time that you need. And so those things are going to come up. This is going to organize it nicely for you. Here's March 17th. Here's your math printable. Here's your read aloud. Click go in. Parents know I didn't do yesterday's work. I need to go in here and I need to follow those 2 or however many you have in each section. They can go in. They can mark them done. They can add their comments, they can do whatever it is that they need to do. And then the next day they go in and you add March 18th. And so it is pretty simple, fairly simple, and a great way to organize your lessons, considering that your families have access to a Facebook group. So that brings me to, I believe, the end of this little tutorial. If you have any questions at all with regards to setting up a Facebook class group, please don't hesitate to reach out. We have done pop-up groups for many years and have lots of tips and tricks, and we can help you think through and sort through things so that way it works for you. And I hope everybody stays well and stays safe, and I will see you inside our group. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.